Yeah, sticking out.
Hi, good afternoon, and we're live with Helen and Vicky from Arthur Lee. We just had big problems trying to tag you, didn't we, on Facebook? So we haven't been able to do it, but never mind. So are you okay?
Good, thank you. Sunshine.
Nice to see you. You look well. I know, it's lovely, wasn't it, over the weekend? So we're just going to have a chat, aren't we, about your lovely shop, which, I don't know, everyone should know where you are, but if you've only just moved to Knutsford, you may not know. But Arthur Lee is situated just outside the main town centre on, is it Toff Road or King Edward Road?
It's Toff Road, it's the main A50.
Yeah, it's the main A50, just before you get to the station, just past the Lost and Found. And it's been there for over 100 years. So Helen and Vicky are just going to have tell us a little bit about the history of the shop, aren't you? The building, when you took over, the family history. So it's over to you.
Okay.
Well, Arthur Lee has it's gone through many names actually. Coming back to our original name, because Arthur Lee is actually our great grandfather who started the business in 1919. He was an upholsterer and a cabinet maker, but actually had a business for 10 years down on Bottom Street where the boutique store is. That was his bookshop. Had a space at the back where he would make sort of cabinets and do his upholstery. And then he actually bought this building here in 1929, which is where we are now, Holland House. He paid the princely sum of £1,500 for the building. Sadly, he couldn't afford the gardens at the side, which were a separate lot, which stretched down to the station where now there's the nice 30s houses on Marcliffe Grove and the cinema. So that was another £1,000, so he couldn't afford that. But you know, we're very lucky to have this building. So yeah, it then went into antiques. Grandma, Arthur Lee's daughter, took it over, Edna. And then it passed on to our dad, Edna's son, Vernon, who started off in antiques, but then moved into repro furniture in sort of late 70s, 80s. The shop then became Knutsford Furniture Galleries, very different sort of environment. I think the antiques market really dried up and died, and it moved into, obviously, the good old 80s. And then we got to a point where both Helen and I were not sure what we were doing, whether we were going to take the business on. And after I finished university, I decided to say, let's give it a go. But I didn't want to be selling new repro furniture. I wanted to sort of take it sort of part way back to what we used to be. So we actually went into Arthur Lee again as the name, and started selling really nicely sourced secondhand items, older items, antique items, did stuff up, repolished, reconditioned, and sold it that way. And the business went forward. I took it on in about 2001, I think. And then Helen was actually living in London at the time, and Helen came back in 2005, 2006?
2006 I came back. And that was the point where we just sort of together just thought, right, next generation, let's move it on. And yeah, a bit more interiorsy. The Farrow Ball came along, and we just started to kind of sell more new things and work the shop to kind of suit what people wanted a bit more. But we had this lovely mix of old and new. So we had the older stock, but we had new stock coming in as well. So it's a really kind of interesting, I mean, the shop's an interesting building as it is, you know, to then fill it with, you know, rooms that had a real kind of eclectic mix, both kind of types of furniture. There's something for everybody, you know.
I think Farrow Ball was a big thing for us. I mean,
it's a big turning point.
We took them on about 9 years ago, and it was a brand that we wanted to have. You know, it's one of those things that how do we take a very independent business and move it onto another level? And it's to try and bring a brand name in that people can recognize, but at the same time, you know, sits within the shop really well. And managed to get, obviously, the account, and it's gone from strength to strength since then. It's you know, we're one of the biggest stockists in the UK. We're classed as a premium stockist, and yeah, we sell a lot of paint, and we've sold a lot of paint in the last 12
I know during lockdown you've sold a lot, haven't you?
Amazing for paint. Amazing.
Everyone's just decorating their walls, aren't they?
But it meant that the shop changed in its appearance. I think when we brought in the paint, it brought in a different customer as well, even though there was very much our customer base were Farrow Ball people, but at the same time, it also, just having that brand on your window sort of makes you accessible.
It was a case of having a brand outside the door that people then knew and trusted, and they came in for that product. But then when they came in,
they went, wow.
75% of people that came in for it were like, why have we never been in this shop before? This is, it opened us up to a lot more people, which was fantastic, really. So we kind of rode that and started to change the products a bit more to that kind of customer. And it's,
well, that's when
we've had a good few years. It's been really successful.
Other brands like Cole and Son, and then recently we've just taken on Little Green paint.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. Little Green, you put that little side window decoration.
It's become a really quite an important space in the shop for the decoration side of things, not just the furnishing, but obviously the furnishing is what we do. That's our
I vividly remember, and I've mentioned to you before, when your shop window changed. I remember walking past and it just being completely different one day.
We changed
it made me no, when you first took over and you had changed it, and it just looked so different to how it had looked before.
It was quite an austere looking front before.
Yes, it was.
And I painted the brickwork, you know, grey at the time, and painted.
Someone told us it looked like a funeral director's, and we were like, right, the black
gotta
go. Let's deal with that.
I can't remember that I thought that, but I remember thinking I probably wouldn't see anything I liked in it, if that, you know, I don't mean to sound that rude. And I do remember when you took it over, it was quite different.
It's quite hard. It's been quite a challenge. It's quite difficult, I think, when you've been so established for so long, like we have. And, you know, I think people have a perception of a business and a shop and what it does. So when you do change it in quite a big way, like we have in the last 10 years, a lot of people still think it's like it was. And actually, there's a lot of surprised people that come in the door every week when we're open, that is. But, you know, saying, God, I've never been in before. I really, you know, I wish I've been in before. I didn't realise you did this kind of product, you know, this kind of price. And it's surprised a lot of people. So it's been really nice. We've really increased the footfall a lot.
It's a changed business, but then each generation has done their individual thing, and I think
you have to keep it.
Yeah, you have to.
It's been a good change.
I know we were chatting before about, and you've just mentioned it, about your product range, because you do the smaller little items, and I've got a mug here which I got from you, and I have got a lamp over there which you can't see.
Nice
one. So you do smaller items, and I sometimes gone into your shop just to buy a little gift for someone, which I don't think people realise, that you do little gift items, but you do the bigger ones. I mean, how do you source that, and how do you keep abreast of any trends? And have you got any tips of what trends are coming up?
I mean, I suppose we just buy what we like. I think we're very much, it's kind of quite an impulse thing. We probably deal with, I don't know, 25 different suppliers from all over the world, and we cherry pick those bits. And I think that does range, and I think as over the last sort of 7 or 8 years since the shop has kind of evolved into what it is right now, we've realized that you can't just rely on big ticket items. Of course, it's great to sell a massive big sideboard and a few sofas, what have you, but actually to make people happy, sometimes it's the small things. It's actually having a nice mug to drink from, or just getting a new lampshade for your lamp or whatever. It's just the little things, and actually they all build up. And so that's why we started offering more gifts, because I think when people go away having spent £10-15 on something, they then give that as a present to somebody, and then the person says, oh, where did you get it from? Well, Arthur Lee, you've been in, and it kind of keeps on going, and you start to sort of buy into that, our own brand, if you like, a brand of Arthur Lee, and that worked really well. But it's
but we just always, when we are buying for the shop, be it big items or small items, like Vicky said, we literally we just buy what we like to have in our own home. We kind of think about this.
It's obviously working.
This is like our own home, really. We spend more time here than we do at home, but it's just, that's how we've always done it since we've been buying the new stuff. Seems to kind of work. I mean, we've got such an interesting place that it kind of looks like it's cleverly curated, but really we just chuck it all together and it kind of looks.
Is it? Well, that was one of my questions. It does look cleverly.
But then that's kind of advice to people as well that are worried about how things are going to work. The thing we find ourselves saying to everybody more and more is just buy what you like, because you like it, then that's going to sit in your home, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to get the pleasure from it. It doesn't necessarily matter if it doesn't work with, your chair doesn't necessarily match your sofa, or you'll have something in that room that can tie it together. And it's all about just buying what you get pleasure from, and that's what we kind of do in here. And then it just sort of
I think I like it, and probably your customers, I'm hoping, like it. I can't speak on behalf of them, is that I always remember in the 90s watching Changing Rooms, which apparently they're bringing back. When it was all themed, wasn't it? It was all themed, wasn't it? And it was like an African theme or a Caribbean theme, and it used to just drive me. It was horrendous, wasn't it? I mean, I don't like big themes. I like to pick what I like. So
yeah, I think it would have to be slightly different to what it was. But yeah, it's I mean, we're very lucky actually. Helen and I actually, when we do go buying, and it is, you know, it is like buying for a massive big doll's house, really. And we tend to agree on most things. There aren't, you know, we're very lucky in that respect that we've not got such massive opposing views, and I think we've both got a bit of a vision as to what we want to do here. And it's you know, infrequently we'll say, oh my God, are you mad? Really? Seriously?
It's good, but then, it's good fun though.
It is good fun.
It's good fun.
Have you bought something that one of you thought, oh my God, you're really mad, that's either bombed or sold really well?
Yeah.
Have you? It sold really well or bombed?
Stupid.
Yeah, it's usually Helen who,
and she's sort of like, oh,
please
no,
please don't. But actually, you know, I'm proven,
I'm
proven wrong. Bear and rabbit lamps, I think. You know.
Yeah,
but
you know, it's
and Smartly Dressed Fox. That was another one.
We've touched a little bit upon lockdown, and obviously a lot of interior shops, you know, even when you've been closed and you're doing your click and collect, have done well, but you've been very busy, haven't you, in the past year behind the scenes, putting your new website together and your wonderful, I don't know what it's called, 3D tour.
It's a virtual tour. It's almost it's quite an interactive virtual tour. So obviously we're not being able to have the shop open. You know, we've still got 3 floors full of nearly 18 rooms worth of stuff in an amazing building, and you can't get it out there. And this is the only way that we felt like we could do that. And actually we had some guys come and photograph the whole shop. It took about 4 or 5 hours to do. It was taking 360-degree images, about 280 scans throughout the whole store. So literally a bit like Google Street View, it knits together so you can chart your way around the shop basically and go up the stairs and what have you. But you know, we'll have a go at showing you live. Yeah.
Do you want to do that now? We're going to try and share screens, aren't we? Knutsford.
Yeah.
So we had a practice beforehand and it did work. So
with
Vicky and Helen are just gonna share their screen and go to their website and show us their virtual tour, which is amazing if you haven't seen it already.
Here, so basically, as you go into, it's from the homepage actually. So I'll just click on that and you can see where we're coming from there. Should it work? This is the new website that we've just done. Here is the virtual shop tour. So we'll click on that, and then if you scroll down, we shall press this button here, which takes you to quite an amazing zoom in through the front door. You can navigate around the shop here by sort of zooming through and going through rooms, going up, having a look at things. You can pan around rooms. We've also got sort of key points on here. So you've got pricing of things that come up, pictures. Paint is all kind of marked as well, so if you like the colour,
that's good.
Do that.
Yeah.
We can zoom through here. That is currently where we're sat, just around here. At the bottom section here are some floor selectors, so we can have a look at floor plans of the shop.
Wow.
Going up to the first floor here, and you can kind of zoom into a different room. And again, everything's kind of, well, most things are marked off with price. And then this is quite a clever little feature. You can actually see like a miniature doll's house of the actual building and how it all kind of works together here.
This completely blew us away when we first got them done, because it's like seeing the whole shop without any exterior walls.
It is, and it makes the shop feel so much bigger. You realise how big the building is, don't you, when you see it like that?
And I think this is what's quite amazing for a lot of people. I know, Sandra, you were saying that, you know people that have looked at this and thought, wow, you know, I just, again, didn't realise how large it was and how far back it goes. You know, it's a very, very big place. So basically, if you've not been in and you live in Knutsford, then as of April the
12th, come in and have a look. Oh, thank you for that. That's really good. Thank you. And it worked, didn't it? Well done. No technical issues there. So
well, we're here all the way through lockdowns. We are doing click and collect on paint and any things that people have seen now, like on that website locally that want to come and pick anything up. It's you know, we've just sort of been ticking away. It's a big place to just, we couldn't just stop. We've had to, you know, we have to carry.
It has been hard because our website, and even the new website, is not an e-commerce website. I mean, this is we're not an online shop, and we never want to be. And, you know, yes, the circumstances of the last 12 months mean that if you've got an online business, brilliant. We didn't have, and we don't really want one. You know, this is a very impulsive shop. When people come in, you come in looking for one thing and go out with another, and actually you don't get that when you're just internet shopping, really, I don't think. And I think people still need to see this product, sit on it, touch it, whatever. And I think that's where you know, we've done a nice website which is more magazine and some really good inspiring articles on there and stuff. You know, the visual tours there, but there's a lot more content to the website than that. But it's we are still a shop, and I don't want to lose that, you know, because I think we need that more than anything at the moment.
If someone sees something on your website now and they click on it and it says how much it is, do they just email you and say, I've seen that and I want to order it? How do they pay? You know, what's the process?
Majority of what's on there is for sale. We sell from the shop floor, so you could come and pick it up that afternoon and have it in your house that night. You know, don't order things in for people unless it's something that someone's seen and it's sold, and we might get another one. So yeah, just literally good old-fashioned conversation is the best way forward. Or email us, or we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. We've got a good Instagram page. So, you know, it's just a case of just any of those ways of getting in touch, really.
And everybody does as well. There's different messages
every morning. We're like, oh, all these different avenues to
That's
respond.
really good.
It's good. It's been great.
So you're looking forward to opening up on the 12th?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've all, this has been a long haul, I think, and we've still got a few weeks left.
We have.
We just couldn't imagine when we closed on Christmas Eve that we wouldn't be opening until after Easter. I mean, it's bonkers, isn't it? But
it's possibly a good job you didn't know.
You'll be ready. Everybody will be ready for it. So, and hopefully what we experienced last time when we came out of lockdowns each time is that everyone was so desperate to get back to normal that hopefully we'll have a busy few months and we'll be.
And it's spring when people look at their houses and their gardens, don't they?
Definitely. Well, it's been such a time for interiors because everyone's just sat at home, and actually it has been frustrating to have to shut at this period of time, because actually this is, in terms of the retail for interiors, this is absolute peak time. It's not going to get any more, you know, impressive than it is right now. Everyone's just sat at home wanting to do those things.
So we've been lucky really that we're selling something that people have wanted during this time. But
count our lucky stars who are in this industry. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to share this to various pages in Knutsford. I'm also going to share it to the page we set up a few weeks ago, Knutsford at Home, which is a collaboration of lots of the interior shops in Knutsford. I think you're looking at doing some sort of digital event in May time, I think, and then perhaps a shopping experience in the autumn. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So if you haven't liked that page yet, do so. I think there's an Instagram and Twitter account as well. All right, it's lovely to see you, and hopefully I'll see you in real life soon.
Way through the window.
I know, when I go back to the office, especially if it's so near. All right, take care and good luck. All right, bye. Bye. Bye.